I am wearing shorts in late November, and today I'm doing a guitar lesson for Ween's song Mononucleosis off the pod. Perhaps, maybe not the most, but one of the more memorable and representative songs of the pod. It's very dirty and sludgy, and like so many Ween songs, when it comes to learning this one on guitar, it's not very hard, but there are a couple annoyances, such as the extreme amount of noise and the differences of when Diener plays it live. Songs like this are just super exemplary of that, and the fact that the original recording is all kinds of screwed up and modulated. It's slowed down. It almost sounds like it's in B, like it's in B. Like it sounds like that instead of... It's like it's so warbly. I had to like change the pitch of the original recording just to make sure what he was playing in standard tuning. But yes, this song is in the key of C. It's played in the key of C anyway. And when they play it live, they play it in standard. So this, what I'm about to show you is what he's playing. But just keep in mind, if you try and play onto the original recording, it's going to sound all kinds of wonky. But I'm going to try and match what he's doing in the original recording as much as I can. But this song especially, man, there's a lot of droning noise and all sorts of weird stuff going on. So be cautious of that. Alright, so the actual chord... I'm going to teach the chords, and then I'm going to teach basically what he's playing, which is really just a more simplified version of that. Alright, so the chords are C. Well, I guess we might as well just talk about what he starts the song off with. Just this little, like, scrape on the what sounds like the low E string. Just like... Alright, so it's just... it's some... Or you can just, like, hit the... He can just hit it. Just do literally anything. What I think he's doing is that... Just taking your pick and scraping it. Right along there near the bridge. And then he does this kind of thing. Where he's just kind of pre-bending it on the 7th of the B, like somewhere between a whole and half step, and then just kind of holding that as he lets it go a little bit, and then we're into the song. So the chords are C, F, C, G, F, C, F, C, F, C, B flat, G, and then back to C, and then back to F. And that's pretty much the whole song. So just that's the loop. And, well, I taught you the chords first because that's just what you want to play if you're just playing this maybe by yourself or whatever. You just want to have an easy thing to strum along to, or even arpeggiate it. What he's doing in the recording, he's doing a couple different things. I think in the last verse, he's basically playing those chords. He might be playing them in the, like, triad, like Hendrix position. Like up here, he plays the C. And he plays the G there. That's what he's doing for, like, the last verse. But before then, he's actually just playing single notes, basically. And I think he might just be sliding around on the E string. So there's, like, the C note. I think the only chords he hits are the B flat. And then maybe he hits the G real quick. And then he does like a little fill. We'll get to all the lead stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much the meat of the song. It's just those chords and just kind of playing those. And again, in the last verse, I think he starts to actually like play arpeggiated versions of the chorus. And the positions for those are just, you know... flat. Okay, so now let's get into all the weird lead stuff. I already went over the little... That's my best way to imitate it. By the way, in terms of effects, I'm just using like delay, like a lot of delay that's kind of quick. Like you can just like but that's just the timing of it, and I'm using phaser and a lot of distortion because that's kind of what he's doing, and that adds to the droniest quality of it. The kind of main thing that he does, the lick that he kind of repeats, is something along the lines of this after the B flat. You know, after the oh dude. Oh, sorry. Oh dude. That's kind of what he's playing. That's the idea. He's definitely playing at least these notes. Sometimes he throws in that one. I think he does that the second time, and I think he might be doing. He might throw the open G in like a. Well, I'll get what he does the first time. He basically does this. So he's basically playing like a triad up here. He might be throwing in that note, but yeah, just the. I mean, you can see the frets, but that's the major bar chord shape, except you're not playing the bottom two strings, but you know, you get the idea. It's 15th on the B, E and B, and then 16, 17 on the G and D respectively. And he's basically playing like. He might not be playing that note, but you know, definitely these top three notes. And the notes you want to focus on are these top two. You might maybe throw that note at the end there, at the phrase. And then, so after the second verse, we kind of do this kind of thing again, where it's, but this time, he's either doing this, or this at the beginning. He's throwing either the 12th of the G or the open G. The same note either way, right? But just an octave. I think it sounds like the 12th of the G for me, but it, you know, it kind of makes sense that maybe he's doing like an open G. It just kind of seems like something to throw in there. But it sounds more like the 12th, so. But he's following it up with like. So, like. And then playing the same two notes like you did before. The 15th on the E and B. But now he's throwing in the 14th of the G instead of the 16th. And during these, you're going to play like some sort of miscellaneous like top notes. He kind of sounds like he's like going up there. Like he might just. It sounds like he's playing some really high like notes that are just kind of thrown in there. But again, the idea is. And then he kind of, for the solo, the second time he does this, it leads into the solo. So it's, and then he just kind of lays on this shape for the first bit of the solo. It just kind of drones. And then it kind of we're hailing in the sort of C minor, but it's more like G minor. It's more of like the G minor pentatonic shapes we're relying on. Yeah, it's G minor. Sorry. G minor is the kind of name of the game for what he's playing. So he kind of, after this. He kind of makes his way down here. He could be playing this on the D string, actually. Either way, you want to play, you know, just sort of, definitely want to start off like that. Alright? And then, and this is another one of those solos where I gotta stress that these are really just like, here, do a lick that's kind of like this after doing a lick that's kind of like this. So they're more like landmarks in the solo of like, here's where you are here, and then do something like this. Because he goes off completely live. But he does these kind of same ideas. And then he... something like that, where he's climbing up there. And then he's definitely... He makes his way up here of the... of this G pentatonic box up here. I think he kind of leads his way up to doing the lick like that. Alright, so basically up to here. Just goof around in this box. You know, anything in that box, and then just make your way up to this light. Alright, so just going off the B string there, and the, what is that? 21st, 19th fret, sorry, 18th fret, and then going back to the 15th. Now, I saw him do, I think I heard him do something like, on maybe like a live clip, and it's hard to tell whether or not he's doing that in a recording, because it's so drony and noisy. I think he might just be playing it like that. And then he kind of does that. Just, I'm going to play it like that, just kind of like... Alright, and then he kind of makes his way down. Alright. And this is where he kind of, this is the last sort of landmark of the solo, is he kind of ends up down here. So after, you know, you've thrown your like filler licks there. Land on like the G there, on the 12G, and then a big like step and a half bend. But honestly, the bigger bend the better, but you know, basically you want to get around there. Is you can bend either way. With this note, by the way, I'm bending down here just because, I don't know, I like to do that every once in a while. You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to not do it that way. Whatever makes you comfortable. But yeah, just... Alright, so... that, but bending it. And then make your way, and then like slide up. Alright, so he does that at least once. Just full step there. And he just kind of keeps doing that, and then he like maybe hits that note. And you can hear that's kind of where he ends. He ends bending that note just over and over again, basically. I think he like slowly releases it, you know. And that's the solo, and then you get into the last verse. And then the, like I said before, the last verse, he kind of arpeggiates the chords. And basically getting up to the B flat. Oh, dude! Like, dude! So there, I think he's actually, I can actually hear him playing something like this. I hear this triad on the original recording. That's what I hear. That's just, you know, your D major shape on the top 3 strings. Not the open D string, just the. That's just, you know, that's 10 and 11, 10, 10, 11 right here. And then he kind of, I think he ends the song basically playing this on this like G major triad, except the note he kind of focuses on, I think, is the minor third, which is, you know, this. And I think he might be bending it to sort of make it sound like that. He might even be like pinching it. Oh, again, it's hard for me to tell because it's so drony and noisy. I mean, it's the pod. It's the pod. But it sounds like the notes are higher, but I think that might just be like guitar noise, like distortion effect, like feedback of some sort. Or maybe he's like pinching it in some way. But it sounds like he's ending the song kind of on this triad, but it doesn't sound like a major triad. I mean, it sounds like a major triad, but I'm pretty, like, the note that he's sort of working with here is the minor third, so, like, started as, like, a major, the best I can figure out to what to play here is just, like, play it as, like, a major triad, sorry, minor triad, so that's, like, so with this note. And then bend that note best you can while trying to maintain most of this. And then I think what he's doing is he's doing some kind of unison bend. Because that's what he ends the song on. He ends on like that crazy feedback, right? And I think part of what he does to accomplish that is just like the feedback note is this, the D, and then you're just unison bending it. He holds that for however long he can. I can't really hold it that long. I can't hold, not with that crazy feedback. I can try, you know. I tried my best. Anyway, that's pretty much the song. I know a lot of that was kind of vague near the end, and I apologize. You know, it's more comfortable, believe me, as someone trying to teach someone else a song, that it's like, oh, you gotta do this lick on this fret right here, and just knowing for a fact that that's what you have to play. And with songs like The Pod, I mean, I love them, and I'm glad I got to teach them, but, like, you know, it's a little uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. Just, in a way, it's kind of uncomfortable not being able to just be like, well, you gotta play this, and just be like, play something like this, you know? But anyway, I hope you have a lot of fun playing this great song. Great melody in this song. Interesting lyrics, of course. Really fascinating story of how they made that album, and the fact that it's about them making it and still managing to craft so many good songs and so many good melodies like this one, despite the fact that they were so in the shape that they were at that time. Yeah, I love this song, and I hope that you had fun teaching it, had fun learning it. Sorry. And see you next time.